Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today we're going to be reacting to a little video here, actually from Instagram Reels. So we're going to watch it together, reconvene, and I will tell you what I think per usual. Let's waste no time and get right into it.
I just had a meet cute in real life. So I go into Phil's to get my coffee. First person I see is this gorgeous man sitting at a table by himself, headphones in, working on a laptop, having his coffee. And I'm like, oh, he's cute. So I look at him and I have this split second where I was like, be brave. I took a breath and I looked at him like this and I held it for 1 second longer than comfortable. So I went, and then I kept walking. And I had another moment where, you know, when you freak out when you see a cute guy and you're like, don't look at them, don't pay attention. Just, I don't know why we do that, because it's the opposite of what we need to do in order to get approached. So I was like, take a breath. Who cares if this doesn't work out? It'll be over and you walk out of this coffee shop and you can go on with your life. So I take a breath and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. And I did my move that has 100% success rate if they're available and interested. I turn and I smile and I go like this. And I mouth the word hi. This man immediately mouths the word hi back to me. And I just smile and then I turned around. I'm standing by the bar where you pick up the coffee. And right next to me is this water pitcher thing to fill water up. This man leaves his table, takes out his ear things, goes to fill up his water, which is right behind me, and I'm not facing him. The last thing I need to do is make myself open and available to start conversation, dropping the handkerchief. I just turn and I look at him, and he just starts conversation. He's like, hi, you have a beautiful smile. And I was like, you have a great smile too. And he immediately goes, let me get your number. And it was that easy. He takes my number, immediately calls me. I pull out my phone just to make sure it goes through. So we're gonna call him Phil's Man, Coffee Man, and I'll let you know how it goes and how it develops.
Okay, this was from a creator named Danielle Walter, by the way. I forgot to say that in the beginning. I am obsessed with this video. How much easier dating could be if women gave men the green light to approach them this explicitly. Which leads me to the question in the title of my video today. Is it time for women to make the first move? Let's talk about it. I also have to say, I loved when she mentioned the handkerchief thing, the dropping the handkerchief. If you're not familiar with all of this handkerchief talk, back in the Victorian days, if a woman saw a man that she wanted to get to know better, say while out for a stroll in the park, she would drop her handkerchief and continue walking, thereby inviting him to pick it up for her and give it back and engage in a little bit of conversation. And I would say this video is a perfect example of dropping a modern handkerchief in 2025. But back to the video, I think there's been a pretty substantial decrease in the amount of men who approach women these days, and I can understand why, even from my perspective as a woman who obviously is not a man and is not approaching women. But because of the fact that so many women have talked about how they don't want to be approached, they don't like it makes them feel uncomfortable, it makes them feel like men are creepy. I could go on and on here. I'm sure you've seen the content too. Most men don't want to contribute to this issue of making women feel uncomfortable, so they might be less likely to approach for this reason. I think a lot of men also worry about misreading signs of interest and don't want to make things awkward or come across as a guy who can't read the room. Women often give men incredibly subtle signs that are probably nearly invisible. I think we have a habit of thinking that we're being more direct than we actually are. But even if we do give these subtle signs, looking at him, a little smile, taking out our AirPods to look more approachable, that's in reference to another video that I did on this topic titled Men Aren't Pursuing Women Anymore, if you want to go check it out. But these often aren't obvious enough to give men the clear green light to make a move or that we feel comfortable. But I think this girl in the video absolutely nailed it by mouthing the word hi. Seriously, how cute is that? Guys, let me know down in the comments what you think about it, because as simple as it is, I think this is the perfect way to show a guy that you're interested without actually having to be the one to go up and approach him yourself and be bold. You know, some of those more stereotypical signs, like, again, glancing at him, looking at him, making eye contact, giving a little smile. Sometimes I think those can often be confused for just you being polite or nice, or just sort of normal body language that you would do with people that you aren't necessarily attracted to or want to approach you. But I think when you mouth that word hi, it's very direct and very clear that you are signaling interest and giving him the green light. It's not just looking at him, it's looking at him and saying something to him from across the room. I think it's so much more powerful to add in that little hi rather than just glancing his direction for 2 seconds. That could have been an accident, or that he could think it could have just been an accident. So I like it. Let me know down in the comments what you think. But when she said that, I was just like, oh, I love that. It's so cute. And I would love to hear what you guys think down in the comments. She also says something else that is true from a woman's perspective. If you see a cute guy, you often think to yourself, don't look at him, avoid altogether, stare at my computer, don't make eye contact. When in reality, that is the opposite of what we should be doing if we want a guy to approach us or to go for it. That is something I definitely think women could work on a little bit more. If you're a woman watching this, if you want a guy to approach you, it helps if you look approachable, right? If you're sitting there in the zone, staring at your computer with your AirPods in, and you are purposely not looking at him, purposely avoiding eye contact, he's probably going to just assume that you either aren't noticing him or you aren't interested and you're very in the zone and don't want to be approached. So if you see a guy that you think is cute, open up the floor. I just really love this video. I also loved what she said after that, which was take a deep breath. Who cares if this doesn't work out? It'll be over and you can walk right out of this coffee shop and just move on with your life, right? I think the good news for women in this situation is that a man isn't going to think that you're creepy, and you're probably not going to make him feel uncomfortable. Guys, you can let me know down in the comments if you disagree, but I guarantee most of you have not ever felt creeped out or uncomfortable from a woman shooting her shot at you, right? The worst that could happen here is he'll say that he has a girlfriend or he's not interested, and you just move on with your life, right? I guarantee he's not going to post a video online about how creeped out he is or say anything negative about it at all. So all of this yapping to say, if as a woman you want men to approach you, it is incredibly helpful if you give them the green light to do so and you actually look approachable, as I mentioned. I loved this video, and I think this is fantastic advice for women to follow. I've actually seen a handful of videos from this creator specifically, and I just think that she is lovely. This was a refreshingly positive video that I thought would be nice for you guys to see too. So I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments. Should women make the first move? If you are someone who doesn't necessarily want to be so bold and direct and be the one to go up to him necessarily, I think this is a fantastic way to do it that still gives the guy the green light. It opens the floor to tell him that you are noticing him, you're interested, you want to be approached. And if he doesn't approach you after you do that, then it's kind of like, well, at least you tried, instead of just, waiting for it to pass you by, never knowing what could have happened. So I love this approach, and I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments if you agree, if you disagree. What are some other things women can do to look more approachable? What are some things women can do or signals that they can give to sort of give you the green light and feel more comfortable approaching them? I would just love to get a conversation going down below. I would also love to hear your experiences approaching people in public if you are open to sharing. So if you like this video or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to be in the loop for when I release new content. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me over on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys over on there as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.